Hi, Bishuasi. I haven't given up on me, you, and our family. No matter what things seem like, I still haven't given up. So let me report that I bought this, I don't remember the name of it. It's not a kimono, but it's another type of Japanese clothing. I bought one online. This is rare. I almost never buy anything online. Another thing I bought online recently is the movie Hawaii. I bought a DVD of Hawaii because it was pre-owned. I think it cost $6.78, something like that. I bought that online recently. I'm waiting for that to come in the mail. Now, I got free free delivery, so it won't be for another few days. Now, I bought this. I forget what this is called. This is not a kimono, but anyway, it cost $20. And, I like the style of it, okay? However, the material was scratchy on my skin. Now, the other night I looked up, how do you make cotton fibers that are scratchy feel soft on your skin? There's apparently a way to do it, so I'm trying to make this undershirt that was... I bought these undershirts long ago, like 20 years ago, and when I got them, I couldn't wear them because it was scratchy on my skin, So I've never worn these T-shirts, and I read yesterday, I asked AI, artificial intelligence, can I make scratchy cotton feel soft? And I got an answer that I can. So, it could be that the remedy I thought of for this scratchy, it's not a kimono, but whatever it's called in Japan, I could have made this material soft too, maybe. So that I wouldn't have had to do what I did, which is what? Put a liner in there, okay? Which has not been easy. This is a major piece of work that I undertook, and my wife helped me because my wife is an expert seamstress, okay? She got no education at the school she attended to in Seoul in terms of the kind of education we value here, but she learned how to be a seamstress, and she's professional level. She can, my God, the things she's done are incredible. She's made sports jackets for herself and everything. Just incredible tailoring work that she can do. Because that's where her education was all about, that kind of thing. As a deaf person, that's where the focus was. Now, what I decided to do, because this material, this thing cost $20 online, so I got it. It was scratchy. I think, here's another time where I'm trying to save money and I can't wear what I buy. So I thought, well, I'll put a liner in that. So I bought this. I thought this was satin when I bought this material at Walmart because I saw the word satin big on the package and I didn't bother to read the fine print. And I got it home and I saw this is costume satin. It's not satin, it's polyester. Now, polyester tends to be hot as a material. So, well, I went ahead and there were 2 yards for like $5. I bought that without reading the fine print. I'm not blaming Walmart or anything. I love Walmart. But, so I decided to line this thing. I should keep the scratchy material off my skin, and so there's 3 pieces to the liner here, okay? There's the piece for the back part here, okay? And then I sewed that in with my wife's help. Then I cut one of these pieces for the side, and I sewed that in with my wife's help. And then my wife did the entire final panel here herself for me. And a lot of work, she did it. Now, it's lined, and this satin, it's not real, it's polyester. It said satin, but it's costume satin when I read closely. And so my wife's saying, oh, that's going to be hot. Meaning, it's going to make you feel overwarm to be wearing that. It's supposed to be like for, lightweight summer type thing. But I was saying to my wife in defense, I say, look, Anywhere you go these days, there's air conditioning, so everybody's cold. It'll be nice to have a warm summer-type robe for those places. You go to a hotel, wherever. Now, we don't use air conditioning in our house because we're feeling, let me say it this way. I don't want to say it the wrong way. We feel it's too expensive to cool this whole house down. It's a huge house, 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. My wife can tell you exactly. But why should we cool down this entire house with the cost of electricity being so high when we're not even going to be in most of the rooms? It's ridiculous. It would cost like $300 a month to cool it, maybe even more to cool this whole house down. But we're not even in the whole house, so I decided no more air conditioning. Let's not even use it. And our basement here, you don't need air conditioning at all, and it's cool. You don't need it. Okay, so if you're in the rest of the house, you do need air conditioning. So I bought an air conditioner for one room in the house. And that way, if you come, or if our son comes, you're going to have air conditioning. Let me show you. I showed you the other day. I'll show you again. Now, I'm saying that robe of mine, it's not a kimono, whatever it's called. And I got to say, because of the bad experience I had, I spent years and years studying Italian, honoring the Italian people with knowledge of their culture and their history of literature and contributions to world culture, honoring all that, learning the language, becoming fluent. I did all these things, which I say now when I'm watching television from your country, these are the kind of things countries want you to do if you want to live there. They say, learn our language, learn our history, honor our people those ways, and then you can live with us. Okay? I did all those things, and I did not get citizenship, even though I fully qualified for it, even according to two major authorities who ought to know. I didn't get the citizenship after doing all those things. So what I'm saying is, if I'm going to live in your country, which I might do, I'm not going to learn the language and I'm not going to do any of those things. Okay? And maybe they'll say, oh, it's great. We love him. He doesn't know a word. He doesn't care. Come on in. Because I found I did all those things and I got screwed. Okay? So here's the air conditioner. I put this in myself. This cost almost $500. Okay, now I haven't used it much because the harassers that are harassing us in our house, they can operate this thing remotely and they can disturb the living hell out of you by turning it on and off in unpredictable moments. It's supposed to go by thermostat. It doesn't do that. It's a really annoying form of harassment. It's very disturbing. And it's a choice harassment of the people who are in our house right now listening in. So let me show you that it works. It's got a very nice remote control. I set it to 70. I've hardly used it I've had it for a couple of weeks. I think my use of this hasn't amounted to more than a half hour at most. And now when I use it, usually I turn it on and off myself. So there's some creepy weirdo who's watching me in my private space is going to turn it on and off on me. So there it's on. And it creates a nice, cool flow of air. So if you were going to live with us now, you live in here. I bought this bed for you. And as you'll remember, I made a video of me putting it together. It was quite a complicated task. I think it cost $160. You had to put the thing together yourself. I remember the guy who sold it to me was saying, now you got to put this together yourself. I said, yeah, fine. And when I got it home, it was quite a job, but it wasn't that hard. Okay, I'd say it was a more challenging task to put this air conditioner in than it was to put that bed together. Anyway, if you live with us, you're going to sleep in here. I'll sleep in the basement where you don't need air conditioning, and my wife is sleeping in our room. I'm not sleeping in our room with her because the harassers are getting me in there too. I'm not going to go into that, but I can't sleep in there. And I tell my wife, if I'm going to sleep here, sleep with me here. But my wife is deaf, okay? And I'm not going to go into a long explanation of how there's an explanation to why she does the things she does because she is deaf. Okay? Let's just take quickly police. Now, I'm saying police have been harassing me mercilessly ever since I've been declared to be crazy in 1982, okay? They've committed crimes, in my opinion. Now, you cannot tell my wife that. If my wife would be happy to have police around her all day long, everywhere she went. She loves police. As a deaf person, you can't tell her a policeman ever did anything wrong. Not to her. She's not going to listen or believe you. Okay? So, in line with that kind of mentality, okay, you have why she won't sleep here. Even though there's air conditioning, she's going to absolutely stay in the place designated by God knows who. The master bedroom is the master bedroom. You sleep in the master bedroom. So, there you go. So, I haven't given up on the dream. And this is my latest contribution to the ongoing struggle we're facing on getting together. Hope to see you soon. Bye for now. Is that you, Chris? We want justice.